and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 26 of Chucklesluts. We are not necessarily live just yet in a brand new studio. What it do? And we are finally all together. Fuck this pandemic, though. My name is Samuel Locke.
I'm Shannon Brunetti.
I'm Zak Clapperich.
And I'm Freckled Hobo.
You sure are. And this episode is brought to you by Rat House. Go ahead and jump onto their Audible trial at audibletrial.com/Rat House. That's RATTHAUS, like it was a beer. Rat House Pro. And for 1 month, you can get one book free. So if you want to read for free like everyone else does in the developed world, go ahead and check out audibletrial.com/Rat House. That's HAUS Pro.
I legitimately listen to like 4 Audible books a month. I am addicted to Audible.
She ignores me quite frequently.
It's every single day. I'm listening to my books when I cook and I clean. It is it's my favorite thing in the whole world. I mean, I have a giant library, but Audible makes it so fucking easy. I just finished the whole Expanse series.
I mean,
and it was
we're in LA traffic like 9 hours out of the day, so it makes sense.
Well, I ran my car into an old lady, so I got no fucking wheels.
Yeah,
Now we share my car.
He's had too many points off the record. He's got to go.
It wasn't a bad. Everyone's fine. First of all, it was the
But
morning.
he's forgetting the best part. He just paid off his car a week
I literally paid off my
before.
car that month. It was finally paid off, and it wasn't my fault. It was a dumb accident. But it doesn't matter. Unimportant. Audible. Audible's great.
But
I was listening to Audible when I did it.
So maybe.
But it's actually it's not a good thing or a bad
That's
thing.
probably not a
please
good
listen
thing.
responsibly.
Whatever.
Please do. With that being said, we're going to jump into our flagship thing at the beginning of the show called The World-O.
This is the World-O.
I thought that was in my head. I was like, wow, I'm really good at this.
You just thought that was happening inside of you?
That happens in my head all the time.
She just had a Phoebe moment, yo.
I love that. I love you.
I love you.
Aww.
Gross.
Forever
Anyway.
alone.
Suck it.
I'm not crying on the inside.
So
Anyway.
for those who don't know what the World-O is, that's when we talk about the weird things that go on in the world that maybe you have or haven't heard about. With that being said, Shannon, do you want to start us off in the world?
Oh man, do I got one. It kind of swept through the internet already, but I still want to talk about it.
So hyped.
Okay, so the official consensus from DC is Batman does not like to perform to his fullest potential within the bedroom with the women's.
That's wrong.
Which is completely wrong.
It's
Like,
wrong.
Dude, Batman fucks. Let's
Please elaborate.
Literally. So Harley Quinn co-creator Justin Halpern claims the scene that he had written with Batman going down on Catwoman was cut because DC officials thought that superheroes don't do that. And this is including Zack Snyder. Fuck you, bro.
Dude.
Anyway, so the internet has obviously memed the shit out of this, including my favorite one, where the definition of Red Hood doing what Batman can't has now a completely new meaning.
The whole different getting under the red hood there.
Red tide. Anyway.
I'm going to say right now, I've always thought Batman is trash, and that's never changed, ever. But the one thing I will say, if anyone said, hey, does Batman fuck? Absolutely, without
And
hesitation.
Batman is a giver. He does everything for everyone else. He does nothing for himself. Of course he goes down on women. What are you talking about? That's so stupid. Fuck that. Like, heroes wear capes and heroes go down on ladies, period.
This is why Poison Ivy's still
You're a
my
hero,
favorite.
babe.
You're goddamn
So-
right I am.
So, okay, with that being said, would there be a superhero where you're like, okay, that guy doesn't fuck. That sounds like an accurate depiction. Who do you think that would be?
Martian Manhunter.
Are you kidding me? That dude can expand his whole body. He does all kinds of weird shit to you. Are you joking? He gave you throw 30 dicks at you.
Honestly, if I were to pick like one superhero where I'm like, yeah, that guy probably doesn't fuck, Green Arrow. I don't think he would.
Green Arrow's such an asshole for
No,
sure.
I don't think he
Angry.
would. I don't-
Also, I bet he cries after sex.
Dude,
He's
no,
such a sad
You know
boy.
what he is? He's the milady guy. He's the milady guy. That's who he is.
No, you're calling him a neckbeard. Oh my god.
He's a fucking
Yeah,
neckbeard.
Oh my
he's
God.
pretty woofish. I'm not a big fan. Also, like, probably Superman. What a cocky piece of shit. Nobody cares. Dude,
I
get
feel
out
like
of here,
he would
Superman.
break the woman. I would like to pass on that. Thank you very
That
much.
also goes into the whole, like, if Superman comes, does he kill you?
Exactly.
It's a real debate. We have
He's
to think about
he has to pull out. There's no other way.
His pullout game is extraterrestrial.
He
Terrestrial.
sounds like the guy who offers somebody warm milk as a nightcap. That's who I see Superman as.
What kind of warm milk?
Oh my god.
That's nice.
That's nice.
Oh my god, that's me. Sorry.
So, okay, so Batman obviously fucks.
Without a doubt.
Do you think it's like just like a Catwoman thing? Because I know they have like a thing together. Or do you think he's just like
They almost got
do you-
married.
Do you think he's hoeing
She
around?
stood him up.
Do you think he's
Obviously,
hoeing around?
he is with the Joker.
Oh,
Batman?
Strong
Batman
vibe.
definitely has some weird kinks and probably doesn't care. Like, gets his rocks off where he can.
Maybe he's like that kind of guy who's like not like in tune with his sexuality yet. So he's like trying to figure it out. You know, he doesn't know if he's like bi or homosexual or anything. So like he's like you're leaving the options open, and like, you know, Joker does kind of have this like drag queen-ish kind of vibe.
Joker
dude,
fucks.
He would like
Joker
like,
does
no,
weird shit with everyone.
But think about it, like he's got the makeup, he's got the high heel pumps. If you've ever seen
I'd
like the
fuck
animated
Joker.
series, yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah, like
for sure.
I imagine they're just like kind of hate fucking each other. That's the
Yeah.
the vibe I get.
Yeah.
That's why they need each other. In every comic where they're together, they need each other.
This is why Harley Quinn and Ivy being a couple is like the best thing, because that's the most healthy out of all the
Well,
comics.
yeah, all the men in their life suck. So obviously the next best thing is your best friend.
You want me to dress up as Kite Man? Shut
Oh,
up.
okay.
I've already got a couple Poison Ivy cosplays. So.
Oh ho ho.
I have to be fucking Kite Man for this cosplay.
Kite Man, yes! You
Okay.
look just like him. You look just like him.
Okay.
Buff as shit.
General White Man.
I want to talk about other people who might be fucking. Do you think Megaman fucks?
No, he's a robot.
Robots
But would
can
that mean
fuck.
he fuck though? Like, think about all the powers he like ingests, right? So that means he must be using them powers though for the greater good.
Okay, but what
He's a
about
psycho.
Megamind?
Yes.
Like Will Ferrell?
Yeah, he's a super
Dude,
villain.
no, dude, Megamind is a sex daddy. He's straight up.
What?
What is your definition of a sex daddy?
I've actually never heard those two words. I've heard them in the same paragraph, but not
Mr.
together.
Manhattan is more of a sex daddy than Megamind.
Yes, no, they're in the same group prospect, I think. And like I imagine he's just like a guy who's like all about the whips, the chains, and the many other things. I just see him
Megamind.
Yes.
What?
He-
also,
it means
who
mega dick?
cares?
I'm
That's a dated reference that no one gives a shit about.
Wow.
Sorry. Who has talked about Megamind in the last 8 years?
Clearly, the memes
Us
on the internet.
Right now, there's memes about Megamind?
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes,
I don't internet
they're
a
all
lot.
over fucking TikTok too. Like
Are they?
They were at least on my For You page. I don't know what the fuck I did, but
You're
on
into,
the wrong
you're into
TikTok
Megamind daddy
pages.
content? No.
So I'm gonna push us forward with the next one. Are there any final thoughts on Batman fucking before we go?
Okay, first of all, I am, I guess, a Batman purist. Original Batman totally fucks everything that moves.
Wait, like-
and does everything.
But
Old school 1940s, like murder people and shoot them and hang them from light post Batman?
yeah, he'd probably do pretty much anything.
Yeah, fuck post murder, normal.
Once again, as I've told you all a million times, like pre 1960, there was no laws and you could get away with any crime, so nothing mattered.
Yeah,
so
pretty much. Also, you know, like Adam West Batman definitely fucks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Robin.
care what Batman it is. He has a dick. He's gonna fuck. It's the eating out that's everyone's issue, which is stupid. If you love your lady, and first of all, Catwoman is a dom. She will for sure just take his little bat head and put it right on down there. And
Get
then
her
she'd
some
go,
bat head.
meow, and it would happen. I don't understand what the issue is. It's not
I-
the issue if he would.
I-
It's the issue
honestly,
if she would force him.
I imagine he would have like a vibrating tongue device or something.
Absolutely.
Like-
He would also have a collar and a leash because she's Catwoman.
The amount of shit and technology wasted in Wayne Enterprise for their different new sex devices is going to be millions of dollars a year. Obviously.
I agree.
The Bruce Wayne, Adam and Eve section of things.
I'd party there.
Are we going to be sponsored by Adam and Eve after this?
We could. be. Let's
Yay!
let's talk with Matt about that. Maybe he's got some connections. Anyway, we're gonna move on from this. Katie, what do you have in the world, though?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Sam.
Uh-oh.
I have not been in the world. I've been planning a wedding
I see.
and dealing with parents who think I'm excluding family members because I haven't seen them in 15 years. So
But
we're
are
gonna
you,
move on to Zach because you
Oh,
pay
so you just
attention
said
to the
no.
world. I know
said-
nothing. The only thing I knew about was Batman, and I was like, yeah, I'll just add to that. And then you went straight to me, Sam.
She said, "Hey, look, a distraction under the bus with you, Zach."
That's fair enough. Well, I'll go. As we know, I do some weird shit. So
What?
I found Atlantis. I'm just gonna. I'll
You're
start
a
there.
fucking liar. Explain yourself.
Okay, so
Okay, Milo.
again, I'm gonna keep this as paraphrased as possible. Done a bunch of research. I fell into a deep hole, and why are you just pushing?
I can't hear you. Talk to
Well,
the
I
mic.
don't. I have to fucking deep throat this thing, and it's
Speak
weird.
in the fucking mic.
Anyway, okay, so
Wait, we just had a whole conversation about deep throating and stuff like that, and you gotta say that you won't do that?
I mean, I'll do anything. Don't test me. I've done some weird shit.
Just
Anyway,
for me.
So this is a more historical representation of what's going on right now. The first mentions of Atlantis in recorded history are by Herodotus, the Greek historian. He's very famous. He did things, and he told a story about a place called Atlantis that had like a 3-tiered wall. It's also mentioned by Plato. It had 3 tiers of city, much like Shingishina by Attack on Titan and whatnot. But point being, there was all these stories, but they always talked about in the sea. However, in the Greek translation, the understanding of the word like in the sea was actually like very mistranslated, and so then when you start looking into it, and then you read into like what actual natural history is, when we learned about there was a flood like 12,000 years ago. We know this historical evidence. Also, we know that Africa used to be a fucking green lush jungle. Now, there is a place that we do not understand in Africa. It's on the western coast. And it is fucking Udone. You can look that bitch up. It is near Chinguetti, Martinana, whatever. If you just look at the west side of Africa, there is a 3-tiered area of land. We don't know how it exists. It's called the Eye of Africa. It's in the middle of the Sahara, and it has been there for thousands of years. They have found ruins there, and there is also fucking continental drift where it shows floodwater moving out to the western side of the sea. Now, this there's stuff there.
I know of the Eye of
Like,
Sahara.
this is fucking Atlantis. And it is real. Like, it is there, and it makes sense. And Atlantis was known to be in the middle of a center of, like, a vast trade route. And it was in the middle of, like, and it was supposed to be a part of, like a empire that had lots of vegetables and fruits and trades and all these things. And it's right fucking there. Which I could go on this discourse for a million years, and the fact that like people have just decided that history started 8,000 years ago, and that's fucking stupid because we have been this intelligent. Me and you have been doing podcasts for 300,000 years. Homo sapiens have been this smart for 300,000 years.
And we're only just now doing what we're doing.
But no, we just lost it because there have been cataclysmic, life-changing events where we have lost most of humanity several times. It's happened millions of times. Now, millions, that's a big word. I generalize that. Anyway, point being, Atlantis is in Africa. It's called the Eye of the Sahara. You can look it up. That's just crazy.
The only reason I know about this is because I bought Earth 2 property in the Eye of Sahara because they made a
Fuck Earth 2. You know you're getting conned. Crypto's dying. You're an idiot. Go fuck yourself. NFTs are
I've already
dumb.
made $12,000 off
It's
of
all
it.
falling apart. It's not real. You're an idiot.
I mean, it's not real all the way to the fucking bank. Metaverse is where everything's gonna happen. I can
Neat.
talk about the metaverse all day long.
Earth 2. Cool. You are getting conned, bro. Anyway, the Eye of Sahara
I've already made my money
is
back.
Atlantis. And that's my world, though, is that Atlantis exists. It's called
So,
the Eye of
okay.
the Sahara.
I have questions about that. Did they like find like massive salt deposits and like
Huge salt deposits. Like
Yeah.
there is literal like there was clearly salt water there, ocean water there, and we also know that the Nile used to flow in a different direction because where the Nile ran through was split several different ways, and it had different fucking connections to the ocean. It was a different land, and the Sahara was a jungle, and we know this. We found trees underneath. We found ruins underneath. We found so many different things. It's crazy. And we know these things. Mm-hmm. The problem is, people don't want to correct themselves. Like we've written all these books, and all these fucking archaeologists are like, I don't want to do it again. Mm-hmm. And they're just assholes. And
Of
also,
course.
it's like, oh my god, because you know what they were? They
Histori-
were black people too. And
historians
people
are
like,
lazy.
there's no way that in Africa there could have been a civilization. It's so fucking stupid.
Well, I mean,
Why don't we look back to this?
If we're talking about Africa, Africa is kind of legitimately the best country in the world, just based on
Continent.
Yes, continent. My bad.
Neat.
Yes. No, it's like probably the best continent in the world just because of just all the raw resources that they have. And
Best is a strange word to use, but it is
It
one
is
of the.
the
It is
best- it's a
surely one of the
word.
richest and most nutrient dense,
That's
and
what I
also
meant.
historical places in the world. Like, do you know there was once a king in Africa? I think it was the king of Mali, who
Was
was
it
so rich.
Mansa Musa.
Mansa Musa. Do you know the story that
I do.
he was so rich that he just didn't know what to do with his money, and he was like, "Oh my God, there's Greeks up north."
Dude, he went on tour.
He went north and took so much gold that he wrecked the Egyptian economy for 2 fucking decades. Like, Egypt was just bankrupt because he brought so much gold that the value of gold just was dead. Like, everyone had just bars of gold, and it didn't matter because Mansa Musa was just like, yo, dope. I'm just
It's
going
like-
to travel up north. He went, he hung out, he just paid everybody, and then he
Ancient-
went home. And people don't tell this story. We don't talk about history.
Well, because I mean, I know the real reasons why we don't tell it because
White people.
white people.
White people.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fucking
dude,
white
he's
people.
Fucking white
like he was basically like ancient black Jeff Bezos at the time.
Yeah.
And
Also,
it's-
do you know his brother just like got in a boat, sailed east, and just never came home?
But
Is-
less lizard army and actually
Was that
benevolent.
west?
Jeffrey Bezos.
Jeffrey Bezos is worse.
Fuck Jeffrey Bezos.
Yeah, fuck business daddy who owns my Twitch account.
Dude, he owns everything. He owns,
Yeah, he owns everything.
He
Amazon
actually
doesn't
owns
give a
his,
shit
he
about
actually
you.
owns his podcast. This is sponsored by Amazon.
We're sponsored. I don't fucking care.
Where's
Fuck
my
Jeff
discount?
Bezos.
Where's my discount? Where's my discount?
Okay,
Do you know if the top 5 richest people in the world give up 5% of their wealth, we could fix almost every problem in the world.
Yeah, but people are rich and greedy and fucking assholes.
Yeah.
but
Fucking white people.
Fucking
white people.
I'd like to let everyone know I am not white. I'm a ginger. There's a difference.
Oh God.
Actually,
we just
I
so many people just got so mad. You just upset
There's
so
a-
many
there's
people.
a-
I have
that's
a
it.
world now, by
No,
the way.
that's a hill to die on right there.
That's fair. Yeah, save that for later.
I'll save that. Take
Anyway,
it, pocket it in my
I'll
boob.
move on.
So,
You
yeah,
can go to
we're-
Sam.
we're gonna-
I just want to say one thing about Atlantis.
Hit
Since
me.
we're going to circle back from the lizard army. I want to know because, like, again, we have so much history that's not been covered. I want to know what happened. Obviously, there's probably like a huge natural
God
disaster.
I'll
got
tell you
mad and it
exactly
sank.
Well, wasn't
But
there,
like,
a
where
big
did all
flood,
the
right?
people
12,000
go?
years
Like,
ago, there was a flood.
Like, I want to find out where the ancestors, like the people, like the people now who
I mean,
were.
I imagine it'd be like Africa proper.
Well, yeah, but I just want to know exactly what happened because was it a
Poseidon
natural
got mad
disaster,
and sunk Atlantis.
or was it like maybe it was
White
a
people.
war?
No, I'll tell you exactly what it was. Literally 12,000
Yeah,
years
there's
ago,
a
there
flood.
was a vast
Massive.
flood.
So it just flooded the whole
and
fucking
so
city?
I can literally show you on Google Maps that you can see the Eye of Sahara, and then you can see the
Did
water
everybody
flow.
die?
Yes, and the city, and like you can see that the actual like the limestone
Yeah.
underneath the city
And-
has been ripped apart. Like there was so much water that came through this area. They
Shit.
were probably like hundreds of
And-
feet
and-
underwater, and it just ripped
and-
the city away.
And to keep that in mind, the Eye of Sahara is actually a massive valley. It's this big bowl basically. So when you have all that water coming into the bowl,
This is it.
it is done.
This is the Eye of the Sahara.
Yeah, it's-
This
it's
is
a big
the
area.
Three-tiered city, and it is massive. We're talking hundreds of
amazing.
miles across. And if you follow that to the coast, you can see where like water drift happened. And there are still people like British people are like, no, sir, what are you talking about? Africa's been a desert forever. And
Lies.
it's like, go fuck yourself. Like you can see, like it's
Fucking-
clearly covered in water at one point. You
I also
idiots.
love how the British are like, oh yeah, we're so benevolent now. It's like you're the reason for so many fucking problems, bro.
Sorry.
You and
Yeah.
the fucking
Where we
Dutch.
We got to move on. But yes, find Atlantis in a hole in the ground in Africa. That's
If you
Just
find
literally Google
Atlantis,
Eye of
send
Sahara.
us pictures with a date on it so we know they're not fake.
Exactly.
$5 to anyone who finds Atlantis.
Can I have $5? It's right here. I'm showing you.
I don't believe you.
I don't
showing you the
believe
picture.
you.
So I'm gonna jump into my world dough. This one's about the housing market because the housing market's fucking awful right now.
And the bubble's about to pop, and everyone's
and
going to be
everyone's
poor.
getting so
In
much
like
money.
4 years, our country's going to fall apart.
So I read this and I couldn't fucking believe it. So this is on the Huffington Post for those who can't give a shit. A urine-saturated home dubbed Little Slice of Hell
Disgusting.
listed for $590,000. So over $500,000. And why this is such a big thing is it already has cash offers above the goddamn listing price. And to put this in perspective, this is what this house looks like. It looks like
I saw that.
yeah, it's straight up a meth house, and in Colorado.
I'd party.
Can I see it?
You sure can see it, America.
It looks like a rapper really wanted to have a full house party for their awesome music video.
Tell you what, I'll show that to the rest of America. Maybe we'll cut it in. But basically, there's already cash above $600,000.
What
for
is
a
wrong
meth
with
house.
people?
And this pisses me off because I'm trying to get into real estate myself. Like, I'm trying to get into multifamily. I can't do it because these fucking equity firm asshole fucks are just like, you know what? We're just going to buy this and make you continuously poor. And it's the only place where millennials can actually kind of get a step ahead in terms of wealth. And it pisses me off for every one family that buys a house, 8 other houses get bought up by equity firms.
Yeah.
Fuck that. That's a hill to die on. Fuck you, Lehman Brothers, and whoever the fuck else is under that name. BlackRock, I think, is the name of the
Predatory
game.
real estate firms. Fuck
Horrible.
your shit.
Yeah, and it's not even like a funny DeWorldo. I'm just mad. Like I just want to live, and I don't think that's out of the ordinary. I think.
No, I think it's ridiculous how much we even have to spend on just rent because people can just, oh, well, I may have bought the house for so and so amount, and I really only need like $2,000 a month, but you don't know that,
Like-
so let's do $4,000 a month.
Yeah, exactly. Like a good.
Who affords that?
My parents live up in Crestline, and they have one of these like mountain mansion
White people
thingy-
houses.
White people houses.
Yeah.
They bought it for no, I know shit. They bought it for like $250 in like 3 years ago. My mom calls me up and says, "Yeah, based on the equity and the current demand, it's now worth $750,000.
Yeah.
3 years, and it's a $750,000. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Well, it's just going to keep doing that. Prices for everything are just going to keep rising. Worth, quote unquote, for everything is just going to keep rising. It's just, when
Inflation
will
is
it
stupid.
stop?
It's inflation is way because everyone's trying to catch up now that everyone's open and doing things. Everyone's trying to get their money back, and
And they're acting like people haven't been out of work for a year and a half.
Fucking
so.
assholes.
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my new world though. This is not even anything funny. This is part of the world that I fucking hate. This
Our
my
lives. So funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and move on from that before a brief word from our sponsors.
Katy has one. Right?
No, I thought we
No,
were
I'm
going.
Oh.
I'll do one.
Yeah.
No, I thought you had a world though.
I'd like to offer
Oh,
up
no.
noise fuckery headphones. You've had noise canceling headphones. You like to sit down in the day and disappear from the world. Put your headphones on and just forget. Let the world fall away. I introduced you noise fuckery headphones. These headphones, when you put them on, anytime someone looks at you and tries to ask you a question, when you are clearly wearing headphones, it says, "Go fuck yourself." There is a speaker on the outside of this headphone that says, "Don't fucking talk to me. I have headphones on and I'm clearly ignoring you." And I introduced Go Fuckery headphones. Send Z Clapper at fucking Venmo money, and I'll send you one, or I won't because they don't exist. But noise fuckery headphones. If I'm wearing something and you want to talk to me, go fuck yourself.
I'm not gonna lie. That's actually like that's not even like a good fake. That's a good real product.
Yeah, especially women who wear headphones and get
Yes.
fucking bothered by
Yeah.
randoms on the
When
street.
someone pokes your shoulder when you're wearing headphones, I'm like, are you serious? I'm clearly ignoring you.
Or the ones that are like trying to get your attention with the clap.
Oh.
And you're like,
Yeah.
I'm going to murder you
Just
in a
wait.
horrible,
2.0
horrible way.
shoots a dagger
Oh
at
no,
him.
no, I'll do you one better. I hate it. Like if you do have the headphones on, you just fuck off to the world. They'll grab your headphone.
Oh my God.
Get your
Shock, sir. 6 feet, sir.
Six.
So
Sir.
3.0 is Zach just jumps out of a closet and punches him in the face.
I'm not gonna lie. There's nothing like okay. There's one more thing that's maybe worse than that. It's when someone grabs the back of your elbow to try and spin you.
I don't like
Why
what
are
you
you
said.
touching me?
No, like
Yeah.
touching one thing. I actually had.
I want to fight you from over here for you saying it.
I had a guy. No, I had a guy in the army when I was in the army. He would grab me right here and spin me around, and he did this maybe 3 or 4 separate times. And finally, I was like, I'm gonna fuck you up if you do that again. And he didn't believe me, so I started walking away, and he did it again. And he grabbed this arm, so I just turned around with this arm and just wham, haymaker the shit out of this guy. I hate being
You just
grabbed.
fucking
It's the
punched a guy.
worst.
That's
Yeah.
hardcore. I
that's
like you.
no,
That
that's
turned
like-
me on a little
No,
bit.
that's like some parrot shit. You grab here if you're a fucking parrot. You don't grab there. Anyway, I want to buy that product.
Yeah,
We're
fuck
proud
yeah,
of that
I want that product.
Anyway, we're gonna jump into our next segment, which is critical fail. And this is just a regular D&D version where we talk about some of the experience we've had in rolling ones and other terrible experiences.
I have horrible ones recently.
Katie looks like she definitely wants to go first.
Do it!
Got some crazy
Do
shit.
it!
I'm going to tell you a story about For the Crown of Feywild Part 1, where my players had just had a wedding to a fire plane lord. And I said, all right, you're in the bedroom. What do you want to do? She goes, I want to do it. And I said, you mean like do it? She goes, yeah. And I said, okay, let's not fade to black. Let's go a little bit into this, just a little bit of role playing. I said, all right, roll me performance. She goes, I get advantage on that. I said, okay, go ahead. I'll roll to pull out. She rolls for performance, gets a natural 20.
Oof.
I roll a nat 1. Congratulations, Shorsha. You now have twins.
First of all, did you say this sentence? I'm gonna roll to pull out.
I will. Yep.
I fucking love Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm gonna roll to pull out. Oh I did so bad. Oh my god.
I mean, sometimes it sneaks up on you. Fuck, man.
Oh my god. And didn't one of you guys kill her granddaughter in the last game?
Yeah, that was actually me.
Yeah,
That was
murdered
me.
her granddaughter in the next game.
What was really funny was like
Tripped and got a nat 1.
Yep. So that was actually mine. So we're gonna move on
Wait,
to
so
mine.
you didn't get pulled out of?
So what happened? We're in this secret. No, I didn't get fucking. I didn't
haven't
get pregnant.
gone there yet,
First of
all
all, my
right?
character's probably pretty much a lesbian at this point, but like we're gonna like move past that. Anyway,
whatever.
so we're like all the party -1 because she got spirited away to the shadow realm or wherever the fuck she is. We're just in this underground place because somebody fucked up and removed a spell and a house shrank, and so we're underneath this fucking house and this like underground passage thing, and
Oh,
there's
I
this
know.
like. Of course, you know, because you fucking know. I'm telling the people. Anyway, so I'll look at Sam since Sam doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're down here. There's like a fucking room with some like spell shit on the floor, and I'm like,
ritual.
there's a ritual spell floor thing, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna look around this room to see if there's anything that can help us in the future because I'm still overcompensating for the fact that even though now I have a dragon patron, I think I'm not powerful enough. So I'm running around going like, I'm gonna steal this fucking bottle of oil, and she's like, roll me a strength check. I get a fucking nat 1. I spill the bottle, and that's the only thing tying the soul of this fucking like granddaughter of the one in her previous campaign to the fucking physical world, and I kill her on accident.
Separated her soul.
You did. You murdered that bitch.
I didn't mean to, but I fucked because I tripped on the only fucking rock
I just love
in
that
the
she
entire fucking
This
room.
is not the first time that she has tripped on the only fucking rock in this game.
She also, this girl showed up as a ghost and is like, yeah, go fuck yourself. You killed me. Like, you're an asshole.
And then I'm like, I'm so sorry, BB. Let me avenge you. I'm so sorry. I'm forever in your debt. Also, I really don't want your grandmama to be pissed off at me. Holy fucking
Yeah, you
shit.
don't want that. You
And
don't
we
want that.
you loosely glossed over. Your patron is not just a dragon. Your patron is the most powerful and evil creature that might have ever existed in the
He's
history
the
of
big
the
bad
universe.
from game 1 that they
No.
thought they killed.
You're badass.
Yeah, but also like the fact that
Oh, he's not a good guy.
No, the fact that he's a lich dragon makes me also worried that he's gonna worm his way out of this and possess my ass. So I'm just like, oh god.
In a way, you're kind of possessed by him, kind of. You're sharing brain space right now.
I know, but like he might be able to take over my body somehow. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. You're like, you're like, don't give us ideas.
I
'cause,
gave
like,
you things to fix that, just so you know that you have the power in your bag.
Awesome.
The
I got
DM,
a
the DM is not out to screw you, at least intentionally.
It's okay.
I tried to pull out and it didn't work.
Pullout game is weak.
I wasn't trying. I even wanted to fade to black, and she said, "No, I want to do it." Okay, you got it.
Now you get twins.
I like that. That's good.
Okay, I got one. This one's a double one story actually.
Ew.
It was all bad. So my buddy, he was running a bard campaign. So we're all a traveling bard troupe, and we're rolling through this dungeon for quests and glory and new songs and shit.
And new songs.
new
That's pretty
songs
good.
and shit. And so the person we're actually going up against is a super bored immortal wizard. He's he's been alive for thousands and thousands of years, and we get to he's our BBEG. We get there. He's like, if you can play me a good song, quest, glory, whatever, and everything else. So I step up, and I'm like, great, I'm going to do a perform check. I'm going to rock this motherfucker's socks off. I roll a 1, naturally. And so I'm literally I'm playing Freebird in the most off-tune, shitty, fucking worst dandelion from fucking The Witcher you could possibly think of. And the wizard was so mad at me, he threw a fucking cactus at me.
You got cacatored.
I got a cactus, and I was already at really low fucking health because of a mid-boss prior. So I had to roll a dexterity check to dive. That was a 1. I get stuck in the eyeball with a fucking cactus, and I die. I got hit with an improv weapon for like 1d6, and I had 4 health left, and I was knocked the fuck out, and my guys could not revive me, so I died by cactus.
Death by cactus.
Like perm death?
Perm death by cactus. No one
Respectable.
Because we didn't have any like clerics or anything. We had potions and other shit. And there was like, well, let's do it. And they couldn't roll enough to get me the fuck up. So I died by cactus.
I mean, it's not the worst way to go out.
It's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best.
Noteworthy.
Yeah. So
I like that. That's respectable.
I kind of want that on a shirt. Death by cactus.
Death by cactus.
Yeah.
With like a giant nat 1 as the on the die. Death by cactus.
And the worst part is they took my body for like a funeral pyre back in the town. They never removed the cactus, so I just have this like giant fucking cactus coming out of my eye.
They rolled a 1 for perception.
All the dumb things.
Hot.
Your turn.
You want to go?
No, I already told mine.
You're on.
Oh, you did. Oh,
I know
Yeah.
for a fact that Zach has a million of them. He rolls 1s a lot. There's these ivory set of dice he has that hate him.
And I don't know why I keep using them. They're really bad.
They're just pretty.
Okay,
Dude,
so
bad luck dice are a thing.
I was gonna do a real life one, but I'm gonna get real.
Do that in the
fucking
next
vitriol.
one.
So anyway, one time I'm playing the Maze of the Mad Medusa, ran by John Castle. Maze of the Mad Medusa it's made for like cross tabletop. Like you can play with a bunch of different types. I was playing a Kalishtar idiot. This dude's named Law. Law is his dad was like a lion god, and his mom was like some fucking farm girl. Literally, my IQ was 5. So one thing this DM does, which is really interesting, is he issues you like deals. So when you roll your stats, he goes like, all right, cool. Well, you know what? I'll give you a 20 dex if you take a 5 intelligence. And I'll be like, dope, whatever.
Dumbass,
Who cares?
literally.
So I played this like character who was very like animalistic. So often like I didn't really know. I had to play the character, with a 5 IQ. It was just dumb. He's like an animal. Well, one time we are in the Maze of the Mad Medusa. It is much like you would expect. It is just a weird, crazy maze. Every room is different. One time we walk into this room where there's a bunch of these wild plants everywhere. And clearly, like, they want to kill you. Like, we know this. Like, meta, I know these plants want to kill me. And he's like, all right, well, what do you do? And I was like, well, can I look at them? Can I, like, sniff them? Can I see what's going on? And he goes, yeah, like, give me a general intelligence. And I was like, really, John? That's what I have to roll? And he goes, yes. Give me an intelligence roll. And I was like, cool. Bam, nat 1. And he goes, those flowers are fucking delicious.
Is that like a -3 because of your 5?
Yes, it is. So I had rolled a -3. And so for anyone who doesn't play D&D, one of the things that's important is like if you do something dumb, like you have to go through with it. Like for instance, if you're checking for traps, and if your character is like you roll a 1, you're like no, there's no traps. You have to. Your character thinks there are none, so you go through with it. So my character's like, bro, these are fucking delicious. And I like look at my buddies and I'm like, I'm gonna eat all these fucking flowers. I eat like 6 flowers, and immediately John's like, something's wrong.
Oh no.
I was like, and me, Zach, I'm like, yeah, I know what happened. And he was like, you feel something weird inside of you. And I was like, oh, what's going on? And all of a sudden, like, I get like a fucking chest burster alien style situation where these plants are like inside me, and it's not just
They're just, like,
poison.
eating you from the inside
plants
out.
become plant people. So what the room is supposed to be, if you're not an idiot, is you walk in, and what happens is the plants, like the vines, like come to life and become these like vine creatures that attack you. So I just ate a bunch of them. So then they like take over my fucking body, and so here's Law, and I'm like, "Nap, nap, 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 nap," and I'm like running around like filled with vines inside of myself, and I had to get they had like 3 greater restorations and revive me like 3 times because I kept coming back to life because I ate like 5 of them. And so there's like 5 monsters inside of me killing my friends. It was a really bad time. He was really dumb.
To be clear, in D&D, you don't have to eat 5 of them. You could have just eaten 1 of them and gone through with what you were going to do.
I rolled a -3. And he looked at me like, John straight up was just like, they are delicious. And I was like, all right, I'm going to fucking eat all of these.
I've actually never asked you, what kind of DM are you?
Me? I am...
Be honest.
I'm a good DM. Like I push roleplay. I'm a big world builder. So
He's a storyteller.
I am a storyteller. I build a giant world, and I am not a super rule lawyer. I am definitely a rule of cool DM.
Dude, homebrew's the best. I don't.
Yeah.
And I always but I am strict about certain things. Like I do not like traditional alignment styles. I say play your character, and I despise anyone that's like. They play the game as if it is a game. So like I am a John Castle rule. I don't like when people tell me they're like, I don't really know what to do. Can I just like roll intelligence, like figure out what's going on? I'm like, no. What are you fucking doing? Look at me in the eyes. What are you doing in this room? Like, explain it. I give people bonuses though. I let people get like flanking buffs where flanking is like an old 3.5 thing. They don't do it in 5e, but I allow flanking if you can tell me, if you can role play. So rather than being like, I want to help my buddy and flank this person, can I give them advantage? I go like, no, how? Do you like take your sword and poke them in the ankle? Do you like do you pocket sand them? Like what do you do? How do you do it? If you can explain it, if you can tell me a story, I will let it happen because stories are beautiful.
Yes.
That's what I love about D&D. I want to tell a story. So that's the kind of DM I am, is I'm like, if you can do something exciting, I'll let you get away with it.
I agree with that.
I will lie on my dice to let you be cool.
I don't DM very often, but when I do, I'm a trap master. There's nothing that makes me more happy than watching my people be nervous as fuck walking into just a simple hallway. Like there's not. I love scaring the shit out of the people who are playing because they see things.
Isn't it the best sentence in the world when people go like, "Do I see anything weird?" And you're like, "I roll perception." And they go, "I rolled a 4." And you go, "You didn't see shit." It is one of the greatest feelings in the whole world.
So I had one game. At this point in time, my people are literally just frazzled because I've thrown every dumb, stupid trap you could think of. Like even a door, like alone. Like I had this giant door with a little clasp on it, like a little diary clasp, and they're just like, this doesn't make sense. I'm like, no, it makes sense. And they're just like,
man.
Perception, nothing. Magic detection, nothing. Right? Yeah. And they're just like, guess we're going to open it then. And they flick the little thing. What I didn't tell them is that the doors have giant plungers on them, basically, like you would a pinball machine. So they just 30-foot doors just fly the fuck open. There you go.
They use the solenoids.
Yeah, I love scaring
That's
them.
That's when you back up and use Mage Hand.
Mage Hand.
Well, yeah. The thing is, I want to force them to think about
Misty step.
I like forcing my players to think about what they're doing before they do it. Like that's the whole.
I mean, again, you will see. Like now that like we can do this again. Like I'm gonna fuck you guys up.
Oh, does that to me already.
We're gonna jump into our next thingy, but first, a moment from our sponsors.
Dun, dun, dun.
You've heard of bringing the boys to the yard. But boys are boring, dull, and tend to break your heart. Fuck that, right? Yeah, I know. You want a daddy. Introducing daddy luring incense. Light this bad boy in any room of the house that you feel that you need to get a daddy. Get it done. Get your bills paid. Get a daddy.
Call now, and we'll give you a wide variety of daddies to choose from.
We're at a bald one, sorry.
Sorry.
That's 1-800-DADIES. Again, 1-800-DAD-IES.
We have a payment plan, but lower levels are Splendid Daddies, so you might want to buy a little bit higher.
Did you say Splenda Daddies?
Yes.
We have several daddies for you available. We have dad bod daddies. We have money daddies.
Splenda Daddies, full of aspartame.
And of course, we have our special Disneyland dad options.
Oh, yeah.
Disney Dilfs are a
Disney
thing.
Dilfs.
Oh my god.
God.
Was it Disney Dilf?
The Dilfs of Disneyland is an Instagram page.
That's a real thing?
It's Dilfs of
I
Disneyland.
didn't know.
Dilfs of Disney?
Sponsor
Yeah,
us.
it's like really hot guys holding their children.
And sometimes the comments on there are like, I'm just the uncle.
So,
I'm single.
Apparently, there is a term for a single father who's like a really good father. They're drakes. I did not know this. Drakes. Drake.
Why?
Drake's
It's kind of hot. I like it.
It's kind of hot.
I'm
yeah,
down.
right? Like, if you're
Are they going to speak to their father about this? Like,
if you're like no, like if you like are a legit single father and you're like really good and like women are like, hey, he's a good father. Like that's a Drake. That's
It's like,
Did Drake do this himself?
no, I don't think it's kids.
Because I don't know if I agree.
Sponsored by Drake.
I mean,
I heard the term on a Reddit thing and I was like, okay, that's kind of hot. That makes sense. Drakes. Anyway, we're gonna jump into our next thing. I'm drinking apple juice, sponsored by Mods.
Mods.
Sponsored by the trees. Don't forget them.
The trees.
We're gonna jump into our next thing, which is celebrity D&D.
So chill selfies and red carpets.
What?
Celebrity D&D.
Zach, you gotta get with the program.
Oh, that was so much better than I thought it was gonna be. And our celebrity
Zach is so unhappy.
That made me uncomfortable.
So we're gonna jump into celebrity D&D, and today we are doing a hard ass bitch, the hardest of bitches in most recent memory, and that would be Ruth Bader Ginsburg. RBG is in our universe. Fuck you.
Paladin.
Paladin.
Yeah.
Seriously,
100%.
Paladin.
Without a doubt.
Dude.
Fucking Paladin.
Dwarf Paladin. I see it. Dwarf Paladin.
Yeah, I'm either dwarf or halfling or
Halfling,
something. Because
yeah.
she's little.
She's a
But
little.
like a paladin of Tyr. Tyr, like the god of justice.
Yeah.
And hardcore, like a vengeance paladin. Doesn't give a
Dude.
shit. Wakes up in the morning for justice. Kills people for justice. Fixes things for justice.
Yo, and here's the thing. She and her sidekick is fucking
for justice.
Elizabeth fucking Warren, and her fight word is Bloomberg. Just Bloomberg.
100%. Absolutely. And she's the zealot of RBG. Oh my god, RBG would 100%. She's just a paladin, and also like we could set her up to be honestly like the leader of like a church of Tyr, and be one of the because we always make bad guys. Like we're not necessarily bad guys. We make like morally suspicious people.
more neutral than anything else.
Yeah, RBG is like she is
She's,
our
like,
paramour
lawful,
of society.
fucking good.
Like lawful good.
Without a
Period.
doubt.
It's in the title, lawful.
Yeah. Lawful good, 100%. Lawful good paladin, like the head of the Church of Tyr, and honestly would probably be trying to like ravage most of our characters. Like,
Especially Kanye West and his murder choir.
Is she?
oh my god, she's probably at war with Kanye
Well,
West. and the murder choir.
is she such a good guy that she actually ends up as a bad guy as a result, though?
No.
No,
No,
never.
Go fuck yourself.
I asked for a very specific reason because I know that there's some people who just deal with absolutes, like this absolute good. So
That's
like
right.
even like spilling my drink on the floor would be considered an evil that would be smited, like sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think so at all.
I feel like she talks like a All Might. I am here for justice.
Ruth is here
For justice. RBG for
Dude,
justice.
I honestly, I imagine her like she's like this little paladin, but she literally has like the biggest dual wielding axe, like even bigger than her.
100. Yeah, like
Just-
a 20 strength.
Can it?
I got an idea.
A mallet
Shanny.
that looks like the mallet of a justice
Oh my God,
system,
that's
but a
it.
big ass mallet.
Robin Williams, when he turns to the good side, has now sworn fealty to her cause.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
One thing that I see what you're going with though, Sam. I think it would be interesting that like she probably is like this paramour of society. But that doesn't mean that the people that follow her necessarily stick. Like
Elizabeth Warren could be evil.
Even 100%, like wrapping into like linking into like what RBG was. She's like, while she was like a paragon of our nation, she was surrounded by a lot of morally corrupt monster people. And so while she is like, there could be one of the cool campaigns and things we do is like a coup against her, because like she is true and she is good. But she's one of the only good ones because like goodness is so rare. And so we actually might have to save her or might have to help her because like maybe she loses her status or her clout in the situation she's in because the people around her are worse. Like,
well, I imagine like she would be this kind of person where like she literally just has scars all over just face, body. Just she looks like just one big giant scar walking around, just because she's had to deal with just so much fucking evil and shit. But she still just keeps fucking going. Like it doesn't narrow her resolve, and I think that's really the impetus of her character, where it's like, yeah, you can throw a BBEG at me, yeah. Fuck this necromancer. Yeah, I might be neck deep up in skeleton bones, but I'm still gonna fuck shit up. You know, and I like this idea of like the Iron Lady would be like her thing, and I just see that being like
I think we
thing.
need to develop a character that tries to replace her, thinking she's past her prime type of thing.
AOC.
No. I'm talking about a male ruler, which we haven't decided
Who's
on.
the new fucking harlot monster person who's trying to take away your right to choice? Who's that bitch?
I don't know.
Mitch
but-
McConnell.
The new justice.
Taylor. Amy
Are you talking about
Cohen
crazy?
Barrett.
Are you talking about the crazy blonde girl?
No, not Marjorie Taylor Greene.
No, she's the new justice.
And
Oh, that bitch.
She's literally trying to destroy Roe versus Wade right now. Like,
Oh
she's
yeah. So
she's
we
a
could.
monster person.
So basically, we're fucked.
so it's
It's America. We don't want you to have choice. You get it?
Side note on that, actually, I saw a TikTok of like her nephew talking about her, like, yeah, like I'm Amy Cohen Barrett's nephew, and she's an absolute piece of shit.
She was literally in the cult that they made the Handmaid's Tale about.
Yeah.
The Handmaid's Tale is based on a cult that actually exists, like a Catholic sect of America, and this bitch was in it.
Oh no! And here's the kicker. So
She's a justice in America.
He actually confronted her, saying, "Yeah, you're kind of a piece of shit," and she's like, she something truncated, but basically like I might be a piece of shit, but history's gonna remember me. They're not gonna remember you. And I'm just like, what does that even matter? Like, do you want to be known to be Hitler? Is that?
I bet
is
if I
that the
stab
thing?
that bitch in the throat, they'll remember me.
More like she's going off the quiet girls don't make history kind of thing.
Probably shouldn't say that.
And, like
Probably not.
trying to reel us back in from all the politics that we said
Oh,
we were
yeah.
never going to talk about.
Chucklesluts is an apolitical organization.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I forgot.
Anyway, so it's all right. So we don't need to do a whole thing on Amy Cohen Barrett, but we're going to say
I
that
have
she
feelings.
is the shadow version of RBG, right? And so there's a ruler we haven't decided yet in this D&D verse who wants to replace her as like his mouthpiece at the temple of this god because he wants control over the congregation, right? So this would be like a cool thing for like
For sure.
a
That's
for
kind
the
of what I was
story.
going. You're like on that same line of like, so
Yeah.
there's like a coup against
That'd be
true good.
fit into your coup ideas.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I think that would be a fabulous like higher end campaign
She
idea.
could, like, Amy Cohen Barrett could also be just kind of like a shadow creature or something that's taking the form of a paladin, like a shadow paladin or something.
She'd
I
be
don't
a
know.
fucking Oni.
Yeah,
she's in
something like that.
disguise.
And be like, oh yeah, I'm just totally fit to take over, and then just like be the worst fucking person ever. So, yeah.
Normal.
So normal, so good. So okay, now do we? So in this world, we have Amy Cohen Barrett living alongside essentially Ruth Bader Ginsburg as like the main rival political.
Or we could have her at first pretend to be her ward. She could have been taught by her, and then secretly like
Squire.
sneaky,
Fucking
sneaky, sneaky.
Cassius.
Yeah, or like like
Yeah.
stab Brutus.
Exactly.
Brutus stabbing Caesar, you know?
Yeah. Well, Brutus was an idiot, but Cassius was a monster.
Yeah.
Absolute fucking monster, you call.
For sure, but I 100% I agree, and that is such an interesting thing to where like we take someone who runs like a really powerful, like a true goodness, and also because like I assume your character is going to be very morally corrupt because I know you all. But yeah, you're put in a situation where it's like you could do true good, but it is difficult. It's difficult to be true because Ruth Bader isn't gonna. If you do something wrong, she'll call you the fuck out.
That's just it. All extremes, whether you're like objective hardcore good and hardcore evil, are usually the hardest fucking people to play. In fact, I would say the majority of people who do play D&D, they tend to stay on the neutral side of things so they can play both sides.
Playing into your talk about like, well, what if she goes dark? So what if RBG gets dethroned by a bunch of fucked up and fuckery, and she goes full John Wick on her congregation?
A vengeance paladin, just
going off. But she's still in the right, right? Because they fucked her over and they're like warping the temple of good, right? So she is now justified in killing all these fucking people because they're now evil. So she's still not bad, but she's still like John Wick.
I want to throw something out there. I think that there's I think that there would be a romantic entanglement with Harrison Ford.
Oh.
Here's the reason. Like, he's the most probably true neutral person we have in our current campaign. Mm-hmm. And so, basically, in her eyes, he's the one person that would expect absolutely nothing from her.
And she's the most, like, freaking Leia in this entire thing.
Yeah. No, like, my thought process is, like, as a true neutral person, everyone has expectations of you, whether they're good, bad, or otherwise. He's, like, the only person who literally just doesn't give a shit. Mm-hmm. And so, like, for her, that's, like, a reasonably attractive thing to say, oh, you want nothing from me? Tell me more. Oh my gosh. That'd be ew, now I'm imagining that. There's like a Rule 34 going on in my head.
You should add some of my theme music in your head.
Did you just Rule 34 Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
With Harrison Ford!
But when she's hot and at her prime.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Ugh.
Oh man.
Yummy. Ew. But also, I'd watch it. No, fuck you. I'd watch it.
Oh man.
Whatever, Joker.
Oh shit.
At least you didn't call him Batman.
Ooh.
Yeah, Batman is still trash. For those who don't know, watch episode, I think it's 7 or 8. We go more into
No
detail
ethical
about it.
Billionaires. Anyway.
There's no such thing as an ethical billionaire. All billionaires are trash and should die. Anyway.
Moving on.
Maybe Oprah.
And now, a word from our next sponsor.
Oh, yes. Words from our sponsor. All right. Salad sucks, right? Mm-hmm. Are you tired of every mommy blogger expelling the virtues of salad that will keep you full, alive, and satisfied? Fuck yeah, you are! Which is why Sunshine Corp created its brand new concept to enjoy your salad. Literal sugar. You don't have to stop on salads either. Literal sugar makes everything taste bearable. Soups, salads, meats, breads, even the taste of bitter defeat can be remedied with literal sugar. Buy now. Let yourself go and douse everything in literal sugar today.
My teeth hurt thinking about that.
I hated every minute of that.
I had to reassure Zach he loves salads.
I love salad. I make my own dressing.
Did you see the recent episode of Loki? His crimes against salad?
Oh, that's really funny.
I know. I haven't gotten there. No,
Right, no, we're not going to say what it is.
Spoiler alert, he ruins the salad.
He ruins the salad. Spoiler
Oh,
alert.
no.
Salad.
What, did he like put his penis in a salad or
No.
something?
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Actually,
Go check it out.
Disney Plus today.
Good catch. It's so hard to catch a piece of paper when it falls. You just snag
I'm
it.
a lot faster than I look, I promise.
I don't believe you.
I can sprint. Not long, but I can do it. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump into our last segment of the day, and that is The Hills We Die On. I think I'm going to start off this one because I'm actually really passionate about this particular thing. And that thing is, I'm just going to throw out some preface here. If you do this, you're literally Hitler. You're a piece of shit. You're Pol Pot. I hate you for it. If you go into a public restroom and you trash it, whether it's pooping on the seat, or not flushing, or not throwing away your paper towels, or wetting down like everything for no fucking reason, or kicking down a door when you're trying to poop or something, fuck you. Eat a dick. Please die in a fire. I'm so passionate. Like, the implement of society is based on how well they treat their public restrooms, okay? Do not treat your public restroom like a fucking mosh pit at a concert. Fuck you. Keep them bitches clean. I need to use it. Everyone needs to use it. It's not about you. Eat shit and die if you're the person who's like not flushing, not doing it. Like maybe it's a guy thing. I don't know. I don't know how women's bathrooms work in that regard.
Oh no, they're gross.
They're gross.
They're gross.
They're gross.
Yeah.
I've ran bars for 38 years, and they fucking
You have to
women's
remember-
bathrooms are the worst.
Women bleed.
Yes.
So it gets real gross.
No, I'm just saying. If you're one of these people who is like, and the thing is, there's nothing like stopping you from just being a good person and flushing the toilet and washing your hands, throwing the thing away. It takes nothing out of your day to do these things, but yet there are people who are just there are people who will just clog the toilet because they're assholes. This reminds me of the shopping cart problem. If you can't keep a public restroom clean and you're not even there for 2 minutes, just die, please. You're holding society back as a whole.
I 100% agree. Again, working in bars for so long, it's like I cannot explain how many times at the end of the night we're cleaning up everything, and someone got like my bar back will be like, "Hey man, there's just shit everywhere." and I like as a grown man in a bar, like you have to be 21 to come into this place, and I have to go into a bathroom, and it's like there's just shit everywhere. It's like a Dumb and Dumber movie. Like, what did you do?
There's shit on the
it's-
floor.
and people do this like maliciously. I think it is like a legitimate maliciousness about it, and it's such a silly, weird thing. Like, just why? Because I have to do that.
No, and that's the other thing.
These hands!
We didn't even talk about that. The emotional and physical labor that goes into cleaning a stranger's excrement.
It fucks me up. I don't even like dog poop, man. Like I struggle to do. I'm really weird. I don't like it, and I have cleaned up so much shit and puke out of.
I have been told by Zachary, if I ever throw, even jokingly, a bag of poop at him, he will leave me.
I will leave her.
Sure, poop is not anything
No,
to joke about.
don't do that shit, man. That's disgusting.
I don't like it, but still,
I
because
pretended one time, and he goes,
have
if you do
had-
that again!
And here's the thing: I think we have enough listeners to where at least one of them does this, and to that person, fuck you. Fix your fucking life. Put all your shit. Put it in a backpack and take it with you. Clean after yourself. This has been a PSA.
But thanks for being a fan.
Thank you.
Thank you for being a fan. Wash your ass.
Just also the whole like battle of the sexes, women being like, "Oh, we're so much cleaner than men," and then the
Lies.
fucking women's restroom. I'm like, I don't understand. So like, obviously, pandemic happened, and I hadn't been to a bar in a very fucking long time, and it wasn't even like midnight. It was fucking 10:30 p.m. I go into a bathroom because I have to pee, and I can't go to the current bar. I have to go to the other bar because they fucking overflowed the toilet. The bar security guard's like, I wouldn't go in there. Like, it overflowed into the hallway. I'm like, nope. So I go to the bar next door, and like all of the toilet paper's been used. It's wadded up, wet on the floor. I'm like, why is everything overflowing? What the fuck is going on? I had one drink. I don't know why the fuck I'm here, and I'm scared.
We should just normalize peeing our pants. Let's do it. Fuck it.
I mean, it's warm. It's warm. No, it's warm. It feels good. You're not
And then at
affecting
night,
anybody.
it's cold after it gets rid of the warmth, and then you
love
chafe.
cold.
Oh yeah, the
And
chafing's
it's,
pretty bad.
oh god, I cannot
And
take
it
the smell of
and then
urine.
it gets crunchy.
It's crunchy.
You're very.
Do you?
I am a nanny. I know what pee feels like after someone pees themselves.
Oh god, I
pee is
can't take the
crunchy,
fucking
The
smell
clothes
of pee.
can get crunchy
They
if they
can.
dry.
They can't. Like if it's crunchy because of all the salts and stuff that's in your
Nope.
pee. It can get crunchy.
This is why I'm never having
I didn't
children.
really know
Disgusting.
that.
Yeah.
I'm upset with all of
Disgusting. Fucking horrible.
Anyway,
I'm so sorry you had to deal with that.
That's my hill to die on. I will.
Oh,
I
no.
will die on that hill.
Oh yeah, top of the hill with you,
for sure.
100%.
Oh
Flag
god.
planning.
Oh shit. I am traumatized by this whole conversation. I
With
hate
that,
the smell of urine.
well, that's why we're gonna. That's why we're gonna change the conversation.
Traumatize us more. What do you guys?
What do you
Shannon?
got?
Oh god, mine's not anything to do with
Traumatize us
any of
more.
this. So I am going to make everybody upset because I don't think Tom Cruise is a very good actor.
He's not.
As of after the first Mission Impossible movie, I think he's
Clearly, you've
overrated.
never seen Tropic Thunder.
After all of his movies in the 80s and 90s and like right after the first Mission Impossible movie, I don't like any of the shit he's done. He's very predictable, very boring. He's just playing himself because he has this brand, like
I feel
Sam
that.
talking about. And I'm just like, every time I watched the movie. Also, it might be because I like Brendan Fraser so much more, but that 2017 Mummy movie was a piece of ass.
Yo, but like on the real though, like
The OG Mummy though.
he has a
That
Right?
movie was fire.
I am sexually attracted to pretty much everybody in that fucking movie. Oh my god.
That was, I
Ardith
think that was the
Bay?
plan.
that was
Yes.
a whole.
There was a
Yes.
lot of
That's the-
awakenings when that movie came out.
See, when I first I saw Brendan Fraser, I'm like, oh, O'Connell's really hot, and then Ardith Bay with his weird silly hat
ultimate
came on there,
himbo.
and I'm like, Ardith Bay is Bay.
And then a Naxuna Moon.
Yeah, her.
That bitch.
I mean, fuck it, even Baldy Imhotep, like I'd get it down. I get it down.
Like the thing about Tom Cruise, he's got the Clint Eastwood problem. He squints in every movie.
And his
Don't you
nose,
dare compare
his fucking
Tom Cruise
nose.
to Clint Eastwood.
No,
Clint Eastwood
no,
is
no,
a
no.
legend.
Guys.
And Tom Cruise is a pure
I'm saying,
maniac.
in all his movies, all he does is he squints as a personality trait. He's
No. Let me tell you the real fucking problem with Tom Cruise.
Tell us,
I'm
Shannon.
throwing it down. His fucking nose has continued to grow as he ages. It's gotten bigger, and the rest of him hasn't. He's 5'2", and his nose is the size of Gru's.
wow, that's nosist. Could
Fix
you
your nose,
not?
Tom Cruise.
Fucking fix it. And your attitude and your Scientology.
Well, I know
Fuck
one guy
Scientology.
that's not gonna like.
Oh my
this
god, I
podcast.
still get Scientology mail. It's fucking ridiculous.
Scary as hell.
Did you go in their Hollywood thing? Is that what you did?
Okay, quick story time. Okay, so I had just got here and I had fallen in love with a guy named Chris. Long story. And
yeah, Chris.
we were
Boo,
waiting
Chris.
in line for the very first time at Central Casting because that's what you do when you start acting.
Yes.
And they come and they fucking scalp you guys. Like they're like, oh my god, do you want to come get like a personality test, see where your career's headed? And he goes,
Acting lessons.
Yeah, let's do it. And I said, I love this, boys. So yeah, let's do it. And we went there and we took the test and he got me. I don't know what I was smoking that day, but I took a course there because he wanted to
Wait,
take
you took a whole ass course?
I took a whole ass course.
Tell us about the course. I want to know about that.
Well, let's see. They give you a book. Every course is a giant book. You go through and you finish all of the projects. You just sit inside a classroom, a seat away from everybody. You can't have your phone. You have to sign a paper that says you can't drink, you can't smoke, you can't take any of your prescription medications for the 2 weeks you're there.
What the fuck?
It's ridiculous. And then they test you at the end. I don't know what these things are, but they're basically the size of my cup. And it's these two like metal things.
Are
and
they
they
e-meters or some shit?
It's to see if you're lying.
Oh,
What the fuck?
Wait, is
They're
this-
like, do you believe this course is helpful? And I'm like, yes.
so they're testing your metachlorians, right?
I don't know. It was a very weird experience. And I have moved twice since I've been there, and they keep finding my address.
Dude, let me. Okay, so my buddy
So
went to
fucking scary.
the Hollywood one, the fancy with the 4-star dinner.
The one-
That's
Wait,
where I went. It's really nice
Is that
in
the one
there.
where they have the holding tanks for people who like
Oh, I don't know.
descent?
I don't know about all that.
they trick
I
you.
do know. So my buddy goes in, right, and he didn't give anyone his name. He didn't do anything. He was just like a dude, right? He was doing a piece, I think, for like Vice or something, and he walks in and is like, "Hey, Chris, how you doing?" He was also named Chris. And and so he's like, "How did you?
Same guy.
How did you know my name?" And they're like, "Oh, I thought we heard it." Like he's like, "I never said my name." Like they just knew.
What if
Like,
there was just
they
a guy
just knew.
across the room with like 2 fingers on his temple staring at you, and he's just like, I fucking know it.
Well, no,
It's an opal.
Reading your mind.
apparently they do this with like nearly everyone. They're able to like know your name somehow without reservation. They just know.
They might
And
have
that
a
freaks me out.
thing that like with especially with modern technology, they
can,
might
like,
like be able to find your
license
fucking phone or
100%
something.
Some like
Something.
Joe
Research
Goldberg
you.
shit from you or something.
Yes.
Magic. Say
I will say though, Scientology, like, so people there are nice. I'm not gonna be like, oh, they're evil and they're like a cult. Yeah, they're kind of a cult.
they
but
are.
I have worked for them through LA Casting, where I've been casted to be a background or do some lines in their projects, and they're very professional. They don't talk about their religion or anything, and they
Golden
pay
Era,
well.
right?
Infinite
Golden
money.
Era.
Golden Era Casting. Yeah, it's not too
I
bad.
auditioned for him a couple times.
I got a couple parts, and they continue to contact me. But
mean-
it's not that bad to work with them.
And
It's
that's it.
just the church side.
If they pay, I don't care. Like if. Like everyone's like, so would you watch? Like I'm liberal for those that don't know. I mean, it's obvious by now. But
Shut up.
But no, like it's funny because I'll have like conservatives ask me, well, if Fox News were to call and they were to pay you $200,000 a year to talk about everything you don't want, would you do that? I'm like, yes, I would. And they're like, oh,
I wouldn't.
No,
Me neither.
Here's the thing.
I would lose my fucking leg before I went on Fox News.
I
know we don't get political, but fuck them.
No. Like my thought process is, I wouldn't work there for very long. My whole thing is, it's a means to an end. Just get the money, like $200,000 a year.
I
and
just don't want
fucking
my
leave.
mother to ever be proud of me. So.
Lols.
I just
No
got
way.
you that fucking piece of shit daughter, the firstborn.
Well, I think
My
all
dad's
your
not
hope is
coming to
for
my
my
wedding,
brother.
so it's
no,
fine.
the reason I say that because I think about Tommy Lauren a lot, and I know that she's actually liberal, probably in real life, and it's just, she's sold
Remember
out.
how Batman doesn't give cunnilingus? I bet Tommy Lauren doesn't get blowjobs because she's a fucking bitch.
This is a very aggressive episode.
This
So
is guys,
fucking
this
hate
is a
her.
really aggressive.
This is
I know we don't get political. I'm sorry.
No, I know.
It's been a long couple.
sweating.
It's been a long couple of years.
it's hot outside.
Yeah, it's 80 degrees outside in sunny California.
I bet you it's more than that.
Or
Probably.
are we on Mars?
Any
Who
hoozles.
knows?
Zach, what do you got in the world?
I'll keep it pretty simple. Summertime. I'm not a fan. I don't care. I think summer's the worst season.
It
the
is.
Only reason
Yes,
people,
it is.
The only reason people like summer is because when you were a kid, you were let out of school. You know what's happening right now? My ears are sweating a lot. I have sweaty fucking
You're
ears
gross.
right now.
He's
I
such a
don't
sweaty
like
boy.
heat. I'm so hot. Yesterday, I woke up and I cleaned my house. I had a button-up shirt, just open, an open
Very
shirt and
30-year-old
shorts.
man look.
I was wet because it's just hot. It was awful, and then your AC bill goes up. There's nothing good about summer.
There's
Fuck
nothing
the
good about
beach. Unless you're
summer.
like some hunk at the beach, like showing off your trapezoids. That's not the
That don't
actual
have
word,
jobs.
but-
Honestly, for me, the colder.
Fuck that,
No,
man.
I'm a bigger dude. The colder I am, the better I feel.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
I like
smell
blankets.
good right now. I'm
I-
not good.
Like I'm about a 220-pound guy, and for me, I have like an internal heater system. So if it's like 80 for you guys, it's like 85 for me, and so it's like, I'm always dealing with fucking heat all the god. Even like the fall, or even the winter sometimes. Like I just want to die because I'm just hot all the fucking time.
Right?
He's my
That's it.
heater.
Yeah,
He's so hot
Is
to
it
sleep
heat?
next
my
to.
my girl says the same thing. It's like, I'm so glad you're here because I'm so cold. I'm like,
I'm
well,
always cold.
Aw,
Always.
couples. Wow.
Shannon, do you want to be on our throuple?
hey-o.
We need a unicorn.
She's
Oh
blushing.
my god.
She's,
Bring it in.
she's blushing.
No comment.
That's not a no. By the way,
That wasn't I'm not Batman.
But yeah, fuck summer. It's also like for us women, we have to deal with unrealistic body expectations. Boob sweat.
Shaving everything.
Yes!
Everything.
Fuck that.
First
Okay.
of all, I'm getting old. I get boob sweat too.
Oh my god! I actually made a quote about this today on my OnlyFans. I was like, why do they call it boob sweat? Why can't they call it humiditities?
oh,
That's so much better.
I
One
literally
of
wore
those
this dress
brilliant things
because
I've
it
ever heard in my
absorbs
life.
it right here and you can't see it.
I
Humidititties.
like.
Mine's
That's
just wet right here.
amazing.
Honestly, like big guy sweat is the worst. I try really hard not to do that.
We just all have humidititties at this point.
Humidititties. Hashtag humidititties. Make it happen, guys. Make it happen. Anyway.
But yeah, so mine was simple. Just summer. Just
That's
hot.
We're,
I'm no interest.
we're,
Fall's
ac-
where it's at.
we're actually going to go ahead and wrap it up. Any hoozles for it is that time of the night,
Wait.
day,
Katy,
whatever.
Jim?
Wait, did you
I'm
go?
just doing on the next one.
I thought you did one.
She didn't.
No.
Oh, quick.
Rude.
Lightning round.
She just
Lightning
said
round.
humidititties.
Lightning round. Oh god, I'll do the easy one
Say
then.
something you hate. Go.
Actually, I want to say something I love that other people hate that makes me really mad. I have pet rats and I love them, and some of them are assholes, but most of them are really nice. And everyone's like, "Oh, you have rats? Rats are gross. Rats are smelly."
Rats are great.
They clean themselves. They groom you like a cat. They're super soft and sweet, and like I love my rats, and I hate that everyone's like, "Oh, you have rats."
I like doing.
Go fuck yourself.
I like doing the thing where you make like a little hole and they just kind of squeeze. through the
Yeah.
wall.
I'm sorry, I was scared of your rat while I was high.
I mean, of course, we looked in there yesterday after doing something fun together, and we were like,
Look.
"Oh my god."
Look,
Yeah,
look,
no.
rats-
So she's triggering around this. I was tripping acid hardcore, and she was like, "Can you go feed the rats?" And I walk in, and there's like 8 rats like hanging on these metal cages, being like, "Feed me!" And I was like, "This is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life." I did it. I fed them, but yeah,
Dude,
it was
rat-
so
no,
hard.
no.
I
rats-
actually flinched because it was like, hi, it wanted to love me and kiss me, but it ran right at my face and I was not ready for it. I was like, oh my god!
Here's-
they were rambunctious.
Rats, like ferrets, are perfectly valid pets.
Yeah.
I used
Rats
to,
smell better than ferrets. Ferrets stink
by a
more.
lot. They do. Like my dad had ferrets. He had like 2 of them, and they were fun to play with. They're weird. They're weird.
They're weird.
They're weird.
They're
fun
weird.
creatures. But they smell. For those who, even if you like de-smell it, they have like so like throw off
the
predators.
spray, like
yeah,
like cats.
They're like little skunks basically. Even if you cut like their whatevers, they're still pretty smelly. But yeah,
yeah, the rats clean themselves. Like
Yeah, no.
I constantly see them cleaning each other.
I
and, I love
I
that.
had rats as a kid. They were a lot of fun. I don't regret them at all. And because I
Like their
know
little
people at
hands.
home, you guys are thinking of like sewer rats that are like this like dog size, and like rat kings where they're like tied at the tail and there's like a million. Ew. Yeah, no, we're talking about like home domesticated rats.
I think the biggest one I have is like this big.
Maybe.
Plus tail is like this big.
Ooh, that's a long.
He's a chunk of
Do
boy
you,
named
do, you, do, you,
Snickerdoodle.
do you get whapped by the tail? Because that's a strong.
Only like when I have Stevie, who's my favorite. When she steps on my shoulder, like she'll flip around and just go.
Stevie bit my balls once, and I don't trust her anymore.
Oh my God.
She likes his balls. A lot.
Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and end the section that way. Zach, where can we find you in the world?
I don't know.
At our house.
I'm lost.
This man needs some sleep.
I am on Instagram at zclap1. It's not that exciting. However, I'm involved in a bunch of projects coming out very soon. Me and Katy both are putting out a show. I'm going to let her talk about it more because she's more charming and beautiful than I am.
Facts.
But yeah, I'm there's content all over the place coming out. And besides that, yeah, you can just find me wandering around or afraid in a hole somewhere. That's it.
Great. Katy, where can we find you in the world?
Hi, I'm Katy Ford. You can find me everywhere as Freckled Hobo. You can literally Google me on them. The first 6 pages. What Zach was talking about is an amazing show called Becoming Famous. It is on YouTube on Critical Films production, but you can just look at Critical Films or search Becoming Famous. Episode 2 just came out yesterday.
So
Episode
funny.
3 is coming out next Friday, and every Friday after that we'll have an episode each day. I also have 2 D&D games that I do weekly. One of them is with Shannon. We play on Sundays at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is for the Crown of Feywild. And then on Mondays, we have a game for the City of Promise on twitch.tv/Dragons and Dreamers at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where I play Opal Rusman, who's a daughter of chaos.
You're my hero. You're doing so many things.
I have more than that, but I will stop there.
She's so busy, it's stupid.
And Shannon, where can we find you in the world?
Well, as you heard, I am on Crown of the Feywilds on Freckled Hobo Twitch Sundays at 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Unless we go a little bit longer. I play a Zarkai, which means fucking albino drow, with a problem with tripping on whatever the fuck's on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do also have a Twitch. I usually stream Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at Shanny Bees, but I am taking a brief hiatus to find myself, which means I'm having internet drama.
Have
and
you
I
tried
don't wanna deal with
GPS? Have you tried GPS?
it. GPS? Mars. Got it. Anyway, so yeah, then I just have a bunch of different fucking things. I'll send you my Beacons account later.
Beacons! Beacons!
You can find me at Slimy Sammy Lock on the Twitter. You can find me at Slimy Sammy Lock on the.
I'm sorry.
You can find me at Slimy Sammy Lock on the Instagram. You can find me at Steam Bunny Productions on YouTube, where I do funny things sometimes. You can find me at Samuel Lock, where I do TikToky thingies sometimes. And of course, you can find literally every single person's body here at Chucklesluts, where if you look at us for the Google page, you can find us on the first page, just like you can find Freckle Hobo on the first page of her things. And yeah, thank you for watching the brand new everything that we have here, episode 26, because without you, this is not worth doing, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you
Drink some water, eat a banana,
next week.
drink some whiskey.
Take some allergy pills.
Hey!